Hey Cancer, I just pulled cards for you, and honestly, the energy coming through is so beautiful and unexpected. I wanted to sit down and share what I'm seeing because this reading feels like such a gift for you right now. The universe has been working behind the scenes in ways you probably haven't even noticed yet, and I think you're going to feel really validated by what's showing up here. So I shuffled with the intention of understanding how your energy attracts divine partnerships and what the universe is preparing for you in terms of connections and collaborations. And Cancer, the cards that came through are telling such a clear story about alignment and magnetic attraction. I'm really excited to go through this with you. Let me start by saying that the overall energy I'm picking up is one of readiness. Like your soul has been doing so much internal work, and now you're at this point where you're naturally calling in people and situations that match your frequency. It's not about chasing or forcing anything anymore. It's about becoming so aligned with yourself that the right connections just find you. And that's exactly what's happening. The first card I pulled is the Eight of Cups. And this one honestly made me pause because it's such a powerful starting point. When I see the Eight of Cups, I'm immediately thinking about walking away from what no longer serves you. And in the context of divine partnerships and how you attract connection, this card is telling me that you've recently or you're currently in the process of releasing old patterns around collaboration and connection. Maybe you've been the type of person who stayed in friendships or partnerships out of obligation or fear of being alone. Maybe you've given your energy to people who didn't reciprocate or who took advantage of your nurturing nature, because Cancer, you're so naturally giving. But the Eight of Cups is showing me that you're done with that. You're at a point where you're willing to walk away from what feels empty or one-sided, even if it's uncomfortable. And this is so important because the energy you carry when you're willing to honor your own needs and boundaries is completely different from the energy you carry when you're people-pleasing or settling. The universe is responding to this shift. By walking away from what doesn't align, you're literally making space for divine partnerships to enter. And I want you to understand that this isn't about being cold or shutting people out. It's about recognizing your worth and understanding that real partnership, real collaboration, real connection happens when both people are showing up fully. The Eight of Cups is telling me that your willingness to let go of the wrong connections is actually what's magnetizing the right ones. There's this beautiful energy of self-respect here, and that's incredibly attractive on a soul level. When you respect yourself enough to walk away from what diminishes you, you send a signal to the universe that you're ready for something better. And the universe always responds to that signal. The second card that came through is the Fool. And oh my goodness, Cancer, this is such a breath of fresh air after the Eight of Cups. The Fool is pure new beginning energy. It's about stepping into the unknown with trust and openness. And in terms of how your energy attracts divine partnerships, the Fool is showing me that you're entering a phase where you're approaching connection with a beginner's mind. You're not bringing all the baggage and assumptions from past experiences. You're not projecting old hurts onto new people. You're genuinely open to being surprised by what's possible. And this is huge. Because one of the ways we block divine partnerships is by deciding in advance what they should look like or who they should be. We have these rigid ideas about the kind of people we want to connect with or the way partnerships should unfold, and then we miss the magic that's right in front of us because it doesn't match our expectations. But the Fool energy that you're carrying right now is so expansive and curious. You're willing to take a leap of faith. You're willing to meet new people or explore new collaborations without needing to control the outcome. And that energy of openness and trust is incredibly magnetic. People can feel when someone is genuinely present and not trying to manipulate or force anything. The Fool is also telling me that you might be stepping into completely new territory when it comes to partnership. Maybe you're connecting with people in a different industry or a different social circle. Maybe you're exploring types of collaboration you've never considered before. And this newness, this willingness to be a beginner, is actually your superpower right now. You're attracting divine partnerships because you're showing up as your authentic self without pretense or performance. You're just genuinely curious about connection, and that's so refreshing and rare. The third card is the Star in Cancer, I have to tell. This card made me emotional because the Star is about hope and healing and divine guidance. When I see the Star in a reading about attracting divine partnerships, I know that the universe is actively supporting you. You're not doing this alone. There's a higher power, whether you call it God or the universe or your higher self, that's guiding you toward the connections that are meant for you. The Star is showing me that you've been through a healing process. Maybe you've been hurt in past partnerships or collaborations. Maybe you've experienced betrayal or disappointment. But you've done the work to heal those wounds, and now you're radiating this beautiful energy of renewed hope. You believe in the possibility of genuine connection again? And that belief is what attracts divine partnerships. The star is also about authenticity and vulnerability. It's showing me that you're no longer hiding parts of yourself to fit in or be accepted. You're letting your true light shine, and the right people are drawn to that light. There's something about the star energy that feels very pure and undefended. You're not putting up walls or playing games. You're just being yourself and trusting that the people who are meant for you will recognize and appreciate who you are. The star is also a card of inspiration and creativity. So I'm seeing that the divine partnerships you're attracting might involve creative collaboration or shared vision. You're connecting with people who inspire you and who you inspire in return. There's a mutual recognition of potential and possibility. And the beautiful thing about star energy is that it's not desperate or needy. You're not looking for someone to complete you or save you. You're already whole and healed, and you're attracting partnerships that enhance and expand what's already there. The fourth card is the Eight of Swords, and okay, this one might seem contradictory after all the positive energy we've been talking about, but stay with me because this card has an important message. The Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped or limited by your own thoughts and beliefs. And in the context of attracting divine partnerships, this card is showing me that there might still be some mental blocks or limiting beliefs that you need to address. Maybe you have beliefs about yourself that make you feel like you're not worthy of amazing connections. Maybe you have fears about being hurt again that make you hesitant to fully open up. Maybe you tell yourself stories about why partnership is difficult or why the right people never show up for you. The Eight of Swords is showing me that these beliefs are like blindfolds. They're keeping you from seeing the possibilities that are already around you. And here's the thing, Cancer. These beliefs feel so real and true when you're caught up in them. But they're not objective reality. They're just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. The Eight of Swords is actually a really empowering card because it's showing you that the prison you're in is not locked. You can remove the blindfold whenever you choose. You can question the beliefs that limit you. You can challenge the stories you tell yourself about partnership and connection. And when you do that, when you free yourself from mental limitations, your energy completely shifts. You become available for divine partnerships in a way you weren't before. So I want you to ask yourself, Cancer, what beliefs do I have about connection that might be limiting me? What stories do I tell myself about why partnership is hard or why I can't find my people? And can I be willing to question those stories? Can I be open to the possibility that they're not true? Because the truth is you are absolutely worthy of divine partnerships, and they're trying to find you. But your own limiting beliefs might be creating interference in the signal. The fifth card that came through is the Two of Cups, and this is just pure confirmation that divine partnership is absolutely coming your way. The Two of Cups is the partnership card. It's about mutual respect, genuine connection, equal give and take. And seeing this card here is the universe's way of saying, yes, you're on the right path, and the connections you're seeking are seeking you too. The Two of Cups is showing me that the divine partnerships you attract will be characterized by balance and reciprocity. These aren't going to be one-sided relationships where you're doing all the work. These are going to be connections where both people are invested, both people are showing up, both people are bringing something valuable to the table. And I think this is going to be really healing for you, Cancer, because you've probably experienced partnerships where you were the one doing all the emotional labor or all the giving. But the Two of Cups is showing me that those days are over. You're attracting people who match your energy, who appreciate your gifts, who reciprocate your care and attention. There's a beautiful sense of recognition with the Two of Cups. It's like when you meet someone and you just know that this connection is special. You feel seen and understood in a way that's rare, and they feel the same way about you. It's not about impressing each other or performing. It's just genuine resonance. The Two of Cups is also showing me that these divine partnerships might have a romantic or deeply emotional quality, even if they're not romantic relationships. There's a heart connection, a sense of intimacy and trust, and this is because you're attracting people who are also doing their healing work, who are also committed to showing up authentically. The Two of Cups is the universe saying you're ready for this level of connection, and it's on its way. The sixth card is the Seven of Wands, and this one is really interesting because the Seven of Wands is about standing your ground and defending your position. And in terms of how your energy attracts divine partnerships, this card is showing me that part of your magnetic power right now comes from your willingness to advocate for yourself and maintain boundaries. You're not a pushover. You're not willing to compromise your values or your vision just to make other people comfortable. And that strength, that self-advocacy, is actually what attracts divine partnerships. Because people who are meant for you aren't threatened by your strength. They respect it. They appreciate it. They want a partner who knows who they are and what they stand for. The Seven of Wands is also showing me that you might face some resistance or challenges as you step into this new phase of attracting divine partnerships. Maybe people from your past don't like the new boundaries you're setting. Maybe people in your life are confused by your growth and evolution. But the Seven of Wands is telling you to stand firm. Don't back down from your truth just to keep the peace or avoid conflict. The right people will support your growth and honor your boundaries. And the people who don't aren't your divine partnerships. The Seven of Wands is also about confidence and self-belief. You're learning to trust yourself and your judgment. You're learning to listen to your inner knowing even when external voices are telling you something different. And that self-trust is magnetic. When you trust yourself, other people trust you too. When you believe in your vision, other people want to be part of it. The Seven of Wands is showing me that your strength and your willingness to stand up for yourself is actually what's drawing the right connections. To you, the seventh card is the Queen of Cups in Cancer. This makes so much sense for you, because Cups energy is so aligned with your water sign nature. The Queen of Cups is deeply intuitive, emotionally intelligent, compassionate, and nurturing. And this card is showing me that these qualities are huge parts of your magnetic power when it comes to attracting divine partnerships. People are drawn to your emotional depth and your capacity for empathy. They feel safe with you. They know they can be vulnerable and you'll hold space for them without judgment. But here's what's important about the Queen of Cups in this reading. She's not just giving and nurturing, she's also deeply connected to her own emotional truth. She knows how she feels and she honors her feelings. She doesn't betray herself to take care of others. And this is the evolution you're moving through, Cancer. You're learning to be the Queen of Cups in her most empowered form. Yes, you're compassionate and caring, but you're also boundaried and self-aware. You give from overflow, not from depletion. And this version of you is incredibly attractive to divine partnerships because people can feel that you're not looking for them to fill a void or fix you. You're already whole and you're inviting them to share in that wholeness. The Queen of Cups is also highly intuitive. She trusts her gut feelings about people and situations. And I'm seeing that your intuition is getting stronger and clearer. You're able to sense who's aligned for you and who's not. You're not ignoring red flags or talking yourself into connections that don't feel right. You're listening to your inner wisdom, and that's guiding you toward the partnerships that are truly meant for you. The Queen of Cups is showing me that your emotional intelligence and your intuitive gifts are major assets in attracting divine partnerships. Don't downplay these qualities. They're superpowers. The eighth card is the Page of Cups, and this is such a sweet, gentle energy. The Page of Cups is about new emotional beginnings, creative inspiration, and messages from the heart. And in the context of attracting divine partnerships, this card is telling me that you're in a phase of emotional openness and receptivity. You're not jaded or closed off. You're genuinely excited about the possibility of new connections. There's something very innocent and pure about Page energy. It's not trying to be cool or sophisticated. It's just genuine and heartfelt. And that genuineness is magnetic. The Page of Cups is also showing me that you might receive unexpected messages or invitations that lead to divine partnerships. Maybe someone reaches out to you out of the blue. Maybe you get an intuitive hit to contact someone or attend an event. Pay attention to these little nudges and promptings because they might be the universe orchestrating connections for you. The Page of Cups is also about creative collaboration. You might attract partnerships that involve artistic or creative projects, or the partnerships themselves might have a creative, playful quality. There's a sense of exploration and experimentation. You're not taking things too seriously. You're just enjoying the process of connecting and creating together. The Page of Cups is showing me that maintaining a sense of wonder and openness is key to attracting divine partnerships right now. Don't let past disappointments make you cynical. Stay curious. Stay hopeful. Stay willing to be surprised by what's possible. The ninth card is the Emperor, and okay, this is a really powerful card to have in a reading about divine partnerships. The Emperor is about structure, leadership, authority, and taking responsibility. And what this card is telling me is that you're attracting divine partnerships because you're stepping into your own power and authority. You're not looking for someone to rescue you or tell you what to do. You're capable of leading and making decisions. You have a vision and you're taking action to make it real. And that energy of self-leadership is incredibly magnetic. People want to partner with someone who has direction and purpose. The Emperor is also showing me that the divine partnerships you attract will likely have a practical, grounded quality. These aren't just feel-good connections. These are partnerships that actually accomplish things. There's a mutual respect for each other's competence and capability. You're building something together, whether that's a business, a creative project, or a strong foundation for a relationship. The Emperor is also about boundaries and structure. You're clear about what you will and won't accept. You have standards and expectations. And far from being a turnoff, this clarity is actually what attracts the right people to you. They know where they stand with you. They know you're serious and committed. The Emperor is showing me that your ability to take charge of your own life and create order and structure is a major part of your magnetic power right now. You're not waiting for life to happen to you. You're making it happen. And that proactive, empowered energy is drawing divine partnerships to you. The 10th and final card is Justice and Wow Cancer. This is such a perfect card to end on. Justice is about balance, fairness, truth, and karmic alignment. And what this card is telling me is that the divine partnerships you're attracting are karmically aligned for you. These are soul contracts. These are people you're meant to meet and connect with. There's a sense of divine order and right timing. Justice is also showing me that you're attracting partnerships that honor the principle of fairness and equality. There's no exploitation or imbalance. Everyone gets what they deserve. Everyone contributes according to their capacity, and everyone receives according to their value. This is so different from the unbalanced connections you might have experienced in the past. Justice is also about truth and integrity. The partnerships you're attracting will be based on honesty and authenticity. No games, no manipulation, no hidden agendas. Just clear, honest communication and mutual respect. Justice is showing me that you're in a phase where the universe is actively working to bring you into alignment with the people and partnerships that are meant for you. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that what's yours will find you. And know that the work you've done on yourself, the healing you've accomplished, the boundaries you've set, the authenticity you've cultivated, all of it has been preparing you for this moment. You're ready for divine partnerships, and they're ready for you. So Cancer, as I sit here looking at all these cards spread out in front of me, I'm just feeling so much hope and excitement for you. The energy around attracting divine partnerships is so strong and clear. You've done so much internal work, and it's paying off. You're magnetic in ways you might not even realize. And the connections that are coming your way are going to reflect back to you how much you've grown and evolved. These are partnerships that will support you, inspire you, challenge you in the best ways, and help you become even more of who you're meant to be. I want to encourage you to keep trusting your intuition, keep honoring your boundaries, keep showing up as your authentic self. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Don't compromise your values to fit in. The right people will love you exactly as you are. And those are the people who are finding their way to you right now. Thank you so much for letting me share this reading with you. I really hope it resonated and gave you some clarity and encouragement. You're doing amazing, Cancer. Keep shining.